All right, welcome to the Back in Time podcast. I am Kyle. He's JD. Welcome to the March preview show, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. How you look? You look great. You're wearing a green t-shirt.
Green T-shirt. Yep, my old my son's baseball team. Shout out, Stellhorn Vets.
That's a thing.
Believe we finished fourth out of five teams last year, so we're looking to move up. But yeah, no, it's everything's going good, man. It's today was I don't know if it was because the weather was terrible today and it was really nice on Saturday, so everybody was bummed out. But today felt like the longest day ever at work. Just dragged on. I was like, man, what time is it? It was like 1:30. I was like, this is brutal.
Well, that's what you get for touching yourself at 1:30 at the work hour.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that'll happen. How about you, man? What anything new? What's going on with you?
Same shit, different day.
Yeah. Well, last time we talked, you said you were going to get a haircut and shave your beard, and here you are, and you've not done either.
That's coming later this week. I'm going to look crisp clean. I'm going to look like a burp who's going for a burp.
That was one of my favorite things that you used to do in the middle of the episode. You would drop some type of expletive, but then you would mute yourself, and I would just die laughing.
Yeah, because that's... and that's why we're not friends anymore.
I don't know why that reminds me. Is it Wayne's World where he does that? I feel like there's a movie that we covered where they kind of do that with the
I know they do it in Seinfeld when they've got the lip reader and they're at the party and they're just every time that they go to talk they just so she can't read their lips.
That's awesome. Well, let's kind of recap last month. I mean, I thought we had what probably should have been a few more episodes in that month. It was a little bit on the lighter side, but we kind of got back on our feet, put out some good content. We finished up the month with Predator. How'd you feel about February?
Yeah, February is a stupid month to begin with. Like, I don't think anybody likes February.
Right.
Like, I mean, audience shout out, do you actually give a damn about that month?
It's a short month.
Stupid. Why is it short? I don't get it. I don't like it.
Okay. Fair enough. How'd you feel about the episodes, though?
It was Predator was a lot of fun to dig into.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like my throat still hasn't been the same since the episode where I did a lot of yelling. The do it now, kill me. But that's not why. Stop that. And oops. Now, this month I don't have a movie in mind, but I have an idea in mind. So I was rewatching, not rewatching, but I was checking out some videos on YouTube, and there's a show that I follow. His name's Bill Simmons. And he used to work for ESPN and kind of started Grantland, and he's done a bunch of documentaries and stuff. And he's got a show called The Rewatchables. And I thought it would be kind of cool to come up with a series that we call The Underrated, where we pick a movie that we feel like is really, really underrated, and we cover that movie.
Mm-hmm. And so March's movie of the month is Brewster's Millions.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. To be honest, I can't remember last time I saw that movie. I don't know if it's underrated. Is it underrated or is it considered a classic? I really don't know.
Well, the fact that you haven't watched it in some time is telling.
That's true.
It should be baseball season's kicking off. Richard Pryor, John Candy. This should be a yearly watch.
Okay. If that's the movie you want to do, I'm in.
Is baseball season happening this year?
That's a whole nother story, though. Right now, they are they've canceled the first 2 weeks of the year already. And apparently the last time I heard, the player side of it was going back with a proposal, and they were trying to meet, see if they can figure something out. But it's not good, man. We're just now coming out of a pandemic, and they're going to go into like lockdown mode. It's like, come on, bunch of millionaires whining about their millions of dollars. It's a bad look.
So maybe Brewster's Millions is inappropriate.
It wouldn't be my pick just because of what's going on with baseball. I'm kind of turned off by the whole. And I had planned on buying like tickets for White Sox games, and I had jerseys in my eBay cart. I've not pulled the trigger on any of it.
Yeah, what? So, Frank Thomas jersey? Get out of here.
It was Bo Jackson.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Bo knows.
Bo knows baseball. I'm going to shut this door as I go throughout my house. Everybody's like, why is he on his phone? Well, yeah, my computer crashed. Completely crashed. Will not even turn on anymore. So forgot my work computer, and that's my backup. So today we get the iPhone.
Without earpods.
I don't have the wireless earpods, man. I have not made the jump. Are they that much better? I do have an older iPhone. That is number one. Number two, are they that much better than having a wire?
If I could have my iPhone with a wire jack without a dongle, I would be in your camp.
I do actually have a dongle. Yeah. Oops.
Diamondella's dongle.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So maybe not Brewster's Millions. God, man, what's like a super underrated movie? Normally I have a computer where I can look all this stuff up and I can go, here's a list of really good underrated. I mean, it'd be a shame if you had one in front of you. I really don't know. Maybe we table that for April, since we don't have a great idea off the top of our head.
So I like this idea. Let's come up with a list of a few options.
Okay.
And let's pull it up. See what the hell the audience says. What is the most underrated movie that Back in Time Podcast needs to cover?
Okay. Gotcha. And so typically with those, we have a couple that we'll put in, and we'll put other and then comment below. Is that how we want to do that?
Let's do it. Let's fucking rock.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That freaking cracks me up. It's almost like you're such a. It's I just can't get over that.
Go into the back room. Oh shit!
I can't handle it. I can't. I can't. On the receiving end. Oops. I can't handle that.
I excited. Sorry for that.
I love that if you're not watching on YouTube, you're probably not getting the humor of what we're doing right now. But yeah, no, JD's continuing the talk as he mutes himself, clearly. What about a top 5, man? We haven't done a top 5 episode in a while.
I would enjoy that.
Okay. I do. What we do. Oh, go ahead.
Top 5 Batman movies. There's like 9 of them now.
Yeah, we could definitely rank the Batman movies. I do like that idea. I did just recently watch the new Batman movie. I have a fairly strong opinion about that. If we go this route, I guess I'll save my opinion and not spoiler it for anybody. But I really like that idea. Now, would we also include like Batman and Superman, or does it have to be Batman-related movies only? We're excluding the Justice League, Batman, Superman, and Joker movie.
I say count them. If Batman's in it, let's get dirty.
Batman was not in Joker, though, correct?
No.
Okay. So that
he was in Suicide Squad, though.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, not in the Heath Ledger movie. Okay.
No, yes, the
or
Heath Ledger.
not Heath Ledger. I mean,
not the
Joaquin
Phoenix.
Joaquin. Okay. Okay. Top 5 Batman movies. I love it. In fact, I already made a list that I was texting my buddy because he was like, "What'd you think?" And I was like, "Well, here's where I would rate it. It's not number 1. I can tell you that."
Ooh, that's a spicy response from what I've seen. What the internet is saying.
This may surprise you. I'm not as big on the movie as what you're seeing in reviews. I was not the biggest fan.
Yeah, but you tend to like everything.
I know. Yeah.
You liked Sandlot Part 2.
It's got a good ending. I see. You know what I'm saying?
You know what else had a good ending is that time you went to the Asian massage party. That had a good ending.
Oh, I can't do it as good as you. I just can't. Okay. So top 5 Batman movies. I mean, gosh, are you planning on seeing the movie?
If I can fit it into my busy schedule, I would. I'm not rushing to see it.
Okay.
I've read some minor spoilers, which I wish I hadn't seen.
Mm-hmm.
So,
fair enough. Fair enough. What about if we were to? We've got a couple guys that I'm kind of circling to get onto the podcast. One is the author that we've talked about. I think he would be a fun guest, but that would require us to do a little bit of reading, and I don't think we've done that yet. At least I haven't on my end. And then I've left a couple phone calls for a Mr. Christopher Clues, trying to get him to call me back. So I would like to get him on the show, especially before he comes to Chicago for his speaking event. So
he's so busy these days. Like,
yeah.
Just props, audience. If you are a longtime listener and you've seen some of the Clues episodes, you've read his book, you're familiar with what he's doing. He's fantastic.
Yeah, I feel like any day now we're going to be watching like why the movies or the movies that made us, and he's going to be popping up on the Netflix show. Like it's literally just a matter of time.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So, and shout out to one of our guests way back in the day, Casey Gaines, who was the author of Roads Where We're Going, We Don't Need Roads. I think I'm saying that wrong. Maybe it's just Where We're Going, We Don't Need Roads. But he was on our podcast, gave us a lot of his time, told us everything we wanted to know about Back to the Future behind the scenes. And next thing I know, he's on Netflix. And he's like an expert. So shout out to him, but shout out to us. Would he be there without us? Yes, he would. I mean, no, he wouldn't.
Oh, that's kind of like the first time you went to the doctor's office and they told you. And then you said that tastes good.
I can't do it. Okay, man. So I think we've got our episodes. We've got a poll topic that we need to put up. We've got a top 5 episode. We've got a potential interview, which we got to get back to doing more. I feel like we used to do a good job of interviews, and we had really fun guests on. And then, we'd find like guys that were putting out documentaries, and we'd get them on. Like, I don't know if the pandemic ruined that for us, or maybe there's just not enough of people trying to get their stuff out there right now. I don't know what happened, but I want to get back to it.
I have a few. I will discuss this offline. A few possible, maybe.
Okay.
I don't want to say anything because if we can't get them, because we are small potatoes and Kyle is small, and obviously I'm massive.
Oh man! If you guys aren't watching this on YouTube, you should be. That'll be my one plug of this episode. Subscribe, follow us on YouTube. You're missing out on some comedy. Now, The quality may not be as good because of my setup today, but that will improve. I will get another computer. So
where does one in Indiana even get a computer?
One would find one at a Best Buy.
You have Best Buys in Indiana?
Yes, Jamie, and a Walmart
and slaves.
No.
Should I have muted that one?
Good God, what year is it? No,
well, if it ain't 1843.
Oh, okay. My ancestors would have been in Ireland, I believe, around that time, or Sweden. Which, weirdly enough, I just had somebody message me on my ancestry. It was like, "Hey, I think we're like first cousins, and I'm from Sweden. Do you guys have, this last name in your lineage?" And I'm like, "We sure do." And we originated from that side of the family from Sweden, so kind of cool.
Let me ask you, what's your recipe for Swedish pancakes?
Swedish pancakes, never had them. Now, you're going to mute and say something awful. Nope.
Anyways, they're just like little crepes.
Oh, like very thin pancakes, Ricky Bubby?
I tickled my pinky finger at Kyle's response, for those of you that can't see my visual comedy antics.
Now, just say I like crepes or I will break it. God, I love that movie. Talladega Nights. Shake and bake.
Wow.
Do you like... I feel like you're not a Will Ferrell fan. I feel like we've had this conversation and you're not the biggest fan. Am I remembering this right or wrong?
When he is good Will Ferrell, I love him.
So Kicking and Screaming, your favorite?
I would say Anchorman minus crying into a glass case of emotion.
Okay, Land of Lost.
Actually, I've never seen that one.
Okay, it's brutal. No, I agree. Speaking of Talladega Nights, his cohort in that movie has a new show out on HBO Max about the Los Angeles Lakers, and he's playing, I think, Jerry Buss, the owner, and I'm really pumped to watch that show.
I watched the trailer for that just last night.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be amazing, and I believe episode 1 might have dropped yesterday.
It sounds right.
When we're done, that's actually my plan, is to watch that first episode. So good for him. Drawing a complete blank on dude's name, but definitely want to. Yeah, I'm going to watch it on my phone, no doubt. What is his name? Why am I drawing a blank on his name? I love it.
John C. Reilly?
Yes, John C. Reilly. God almighty. Hey, I should have gotten hit in the head more in college because my brain is like barely functioning now.
How many concussions did you get?
That's the thing. I always told people I only had one. And then I watched that movie Concussion and I was like, oh, I had one probably a week by the looks of what they actually define a concussion. So I don't know.
Yeah.
If you go all the way back to, 8th grade football, and then so you're looking at 9 years of football, just getting your brain rattled a lot.
I can count on hands. 10!
You had 10 that you had for sure? So that means you probably have 100 as well. Because you're counting
only one knocked me. Yes, only one knocked me out, though. I knocked out one time.
Yeah, but how many times did you hit somebody and just go like this?
Ugh. Get rattled?
Yeah. Like every practice.
Rattled, right? Nosebleed. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what they said in the movie. They're like, I mean, even if it was just like a rattle, like that's your brain moving. So you're like, oh my god, well, let me shake the cobwebs out. That's a concussion.
Yeah, no, that's just fucked up. I'm sorry. That is. I couldn't even know. I didn't even know if I was on mute or I don't even know what came out of me. That's what she said.
Yeah, that is what she said. Hey, by the way, shout out to the Palindrome Jedi, one of our long-standing guests, obviously somebody you know very well. A happy belated birthday.
Yes. Happy birthday to her. pending on when your lazy ass edits and drops this episode, happy birthday to me.
Oh yeah, yours is coming up as well. Didn't get you anything this year.
You have in the past, though.
I have in the past. I think I'm getting a little lazier as the days go on. It's not too late. I may send you something. We'll see. But I mean, it's hard to plan it when you're such a leave you in the streets. What?
Well, hey, there's another great movie that we can talk about, Blades of Glory.
Blades of Glory, okay.
Where Napoleon Dynamite gets kicked out of the limousine and left out on the streets.
See, Napoleon Dynamite for me might fall if we ever did a series on overrated movies. I think Napoleon Dynamite was overrated in the fact that it hasn't aged well and was so popular for that time period. I mean, just clothes everywhere, Halloween outfits, like it was everywhere. And now you don't hear a peep about Napoleon Dynamite.
Because you haven't watched it in a while, and also that you
I actually did watch it not too long ago, and I was like, oh, this is, I liked it when it came out. I was like, this is brutal.
It aged just so well, so good.
It's aging like milk on 100-degree day left out in the street, and it's not good.
I'll tell you what, I drank milk that's been in 100-degree sun, and it's not
How
good.
did it taste? No. Sour, huh?
It tasted the same coming down and coming up out of both ends.
Ugh. Elephant drip out the front and sewage out the back. Okay.
So all right. Let's focus. No, we need a main movie of the month.
I thought we were having our. Oh, okay. So the underrated is a separate episode. Then you're saying we don't have a movie. Okay.
No, because I thought you wanted to launch that in April.
That's true. Okay. Good point.
Literally what you said.
Movie of the month. You're right. Okay. You know what? When you're right, you're right. And JD, you're right.
Big money.
I believe.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. Might be Spaceballs. Somewhere Paranormal Pat's like either shaking his head no or he's like, yep, you got it.
That means we have a list. So, hey, Pat.
Yeah, he's on the download. He's not watching us live. Okay, so I'm trying to think what movie would be on my radar. Now, of course, we've always got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 3. Bringing a little Wes Jones action. Don't call him Casey Jones. His name's Wes Jones, and he's from Kentucky. That could be a possible episode. We're also still knocking on the door at Back to the Future Part 3. We haven't covered that one yet. There's always people under the stairs. That would be a great movie.
You know who we would have to get for that?
Yeah, of course I know. George Gervin? What's his name?
Foreman.
Okay, I know his name. George Foreman, of course. You know, George Foreman named all of his kids some form of George. It's like George the Third, George the Fourth, Georgetta, Georgina.
Yeah, and sadly, as a result, our good buddy George Warren, I often forget his daughter's name, and in my head, she's Georgetta.
Okay, wonderful. By luck of the draw, George Foreman is a very rich man. Did you know he shared the exact same agent as Hulk Hogan? And apparently the agent called the old Hulkster first and said, "Hey, I got two products for you. I've got this grill or I've got this blender. Give me a call back and let me know which one you want to run with." Hulk didn't answer him. Foreman picked the grill. By the time he called back, all he had was the blender, and the rest is history.
But Hulk Hogan has like a spaghetti or something in his past, doesn't he?
Well, he had, that was in the mall. I think it was in Mall of America, because it was actually I think it's part of the first ever WCW Nitro, and they cut to it, and it's like Hulk, it's like Spaghetti Mania or something like that.
Yeah,
I can't remember what they called it. He's promoted a lot of stuff. Obviously, all of them have not turned out well, though. Had he gotten the Slim Jim, would have been a big win. Instead, went to the Macho Man. Missed out on the Foreman grill.
Nope. Time out.
What? Oh, hold on. Okay.
Are you saying that Hulk Hogan could have done snap into a Slim Jim? Ooh, yeah.
No, he would have done, let me tell you something, brother. Get yourself a Slim Jim and snap into it, dude. It would have been more like that. Not as good.
That's what I'm saying.
Not as good.
It would not be as good.
Yeah. In fact, the other day, I got a Slim Jim, and it literally, the name of the Slim Jim, I think, was called like the Madness or like Macho Madness one. And it was like a super Slim Jim with his face on it. And I was like, hell yeah, royalties to the family. I like it.
So let's go down a little bit of a side quest really quickly.
Wrong podcast.
I know.
Okay, go ahead.
Deal with it. Dig with me. If we're talking about World War II,
okay,
and you are a marketing executive in Asia and in America, but you're also in the future,
in the 40s? Okay,
I'm just picturing him with.
You're cutting out, and I hate it.
Lex Luger versus Yokozuna, Slim Jim, go.
Well, oh man, the Yokozuna one would win. He's got more beef.
That's racist.
It's just bigger. Yeah. Well, also not really Chinese. Yokozuna is Samoan, part of the Dwayne Johnson family tree. Did you know that?
The non-racist version of me knew that.
Okay. Nice. I thought he was. I literally thought he was Chinese until I was like 20-something years old. I was like, you're telling me right here in my face that man was not born in Asia? They're like, no, it's Samoan, Rock's family. I'm like, fuck me sideways. Okay. Oops, should have muted. Oops. Okay. So, yeah, to go back to that, yeah, I got to go with the Yokozuna Slim Jim. Now, the Lex Luger Slim Jim could have been kind of cool, though. He had a cool little gimmick. The Lex Express and the torture rack and
the metal plate in the elbow.
Couldn't really wrestle to save his life, but
come please.
He had a good look. He was all right. I mean, what did he do?
He slammed Yokozuna.
Yeah, it's like he could slam you. He'd hit that little like forearm. I mean, I think he did a suplex and a torture rack and the elbow, and that was kind of it.
Yeah, but do you remember why he got the metal plate?
I don't.
Motorcycle accident.
Ooh, ouch.
Is there anything more American than a motorcycle road rash metal plate that you use to wrestle people with?
That's pretty damn American right there. Also, great game. I loved Road Rash.
Yeah,
Sega? God, that was a great game.
Oh, I had it on Game Gear.
Okay. Yeah, I had it on Sega Genesis.
You would have the full version, and I would have the pony version.
Yeah, you sure did, didn't you? Speaking of which, I recently was at the movie theater for Batman. Saw the trailer for Sonic 2. Are you a Sonic guy?
Love the games. Have not seen the first movie.
Okay.
Loved the cartoon with Jaleel White and chili dogs.
Yeah, I don't know that you love the movie, but I do like the fact that they're bringing Tails into part 2. I think that's kind of cool. And it's got very stringy Jim Carrey in it, and he's off the rails, which I love. But I will tell you this: there's 2 movies coming out that I'm really looking forward to that I saw trailers for on Sunday. Number 1, there's an Elvis movie coming out with Tom Hanks as the main co-star lead, and then a young guy that my wife said was in a Disney show, but he looked and sounded like Elvis. I was like, oh, this is really cool looking. That looks great. And then the movie about Nicolas Cage, where he's playing himself as Nicolas Cage, looks amazing. Have you seen the trailer for that?
I've not seen the trailer for either.
Okay.
I know the Elvis movie is a Baz Luhrmann movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Baz, he's typically spot on with his movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks great. We just got a bid on eBay. Take that off my phone. Yeah, that trailer looks great. But yeah, the best part about the Nicolas Cage movie is he goes up this. He's like going to see this rich guy who's like a big fan of his, and he comes in and there's a statue of him from Face Off with the double pistols, and he's like, that doesn't look anything like me. I'll give you 20 grand for it. I was like, no. But he's just off the. It's a total like everything that you ever say about Nicolas Cage, like all the things that he does, all in the trailer. Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah, you got to see it. I'll send it to you when we're done.
Okay.
So not like you can't just put it in Google or YouTube and find it quickly, but I'll send it to you. I'll make it easy.
Well, so you'll try. You'll fail, but you'll try.
Okay. Well, good. So we still don't have a movie. And that bums me out. What do you think about? You know what? Let's forget it. Let's do People Under Stairs.
Done.
Yeah,
done deal.
Let's just do it. Let's roll with that. I don't even remember. I don't remember this movie at all. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna go try and find it so I can actually just buy it. So it's actually, I'm sure
we'll get into it.
Yeah.
In the full episode, but there's a lot of undertones that echo into our current year.
Okay, so there's a lot.
I wouldn't go as far as I would say that, yeah, you're correct.
Okay. Well, I like where we're going. Like Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. Or is it 3? The one that's, you know what I'm saying, the one with a bunch of the.
Let the record show that Kyle has no idea what he's talking about.
No, not a clue. Nope.
Part 2 was the, how do we say this politely, LGBTQT LMNOT.
Yes, that's what I was hinting at. Okay, couldn't think of the words, but. Okay.
Part 3 is Dream Warriors, which is
solid. Like that one.
So good.
Part 2, a little weird. Okay, so there we have it. We'll try and nail down George. Whoops, we're not going to nail George anywhere. I'm
gonna message him like right away. Kyle wants to nail you. Apparently, we're doing Pulp Fiction.
Oh, I saw his photo with the weight loss, and guy's looking good. What can I say? Okay, so we're gonna lean toward. We got a couple different options for the month. Now go on to our Twitter account. We will have a poll up there, probably running for the next 7 days. Help us out with a choice for April as we get into our underrated series, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have the top 5 Batman movies coming up. That's going to be a fun episode, and then we'll close out the month with a little People Under the Stairs. And then coming soon, we got to get to it at some point. We have to do Last Dragon, or do we save that for the last ever episode for the show, and we just make Paranormal Pat wait forever to actually get that episode? He's been begging for it for like 3 years now.
So June's episode?
Are we ending it that soon? I didn't know that was public info. Okay, so yeah, coming up very soon.
Yeah, well, I mean, and in the meantime, Kid in King Arthur's Court.
There we go. Solid pick. I'd do that in a heartbeat. As my son says now, say less, bro. He's getting too old. I don't even know what it means. Well, okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Back in Time podcast. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, follow us on YouTube, and subscribe to the podcast on whatever platform you're watching it on. And then you can follow us on social media at Back in Time Pod. For JD and myself, you guys have a good rest of the night. Thanks for listening. See ya.